Welcome to Chilling Chatroom, your virtual gateway to the most bone-chilling tales on the internet. Prepare to be gripped by fear as we delve into two spine-tingling stories that will leave you questioning what lurks in the darkness. It was around my sister's birthday, and she wanted classic cartoon DVDs. I went to a local thrift store because with my age, I didn't have a card to order from online. When I walked in, the cashier greeted me and I asked if they still had any classic cartoons, and she said, "Yes, right by the children's aisle. We have a shelf full of DVDs and VHS, and we have a couple cartoons like Tom and Jerry and Popeye." I thanked her and went to check it out. I saw DVDs of small amounts of episodes for one show, then I saw a DVD with many characters photoshopped on. I didn't think much of it because it could have been a cartoon mixtape someone made and put it on a DVD to donate. The title to the DVD was Ultimate Cartoon Collection, and it had additional text saying 3+ hours of cartoons from the 40s to 60s. I put it by the register, and the woman thought it was weird how poorly photoshopped it looked, but still rang me up and I bought it for $5. A week after, on my sister's birthday, I gave it to her, and she loved it. At around 8, after the party, my parents left and told me to babysit her. I put the DVD I gave her in the DVD player and gave her a remote. I told her to turn it off when she goes to sleep and I went into my room. After a couple minutes of trying to sleep, I hear a scream. I ran down and saw my sister crying with the TV off. I asked her what's wrong and she couldn't muster any words. I then took her to bed and played a video on my phone to make her feel better. I went and checked the TV, thinking that is why she screamed. When I turned the TV on, the DVD restarted to a Betty Boop episode, and around 5 minutes in, it went black and text appeared saying, "You thought this was normal, didn't you? You are in for a surprise." It cut to a video of a man being beheaded, and it lasted for what seemed like a long time, but I wanted to see what else was in there. I guess I had some morbid curiosity. It then showed a slideshow of pictures of decomposing bodies from body farms. A woman appeared on screen with her back facing the screen and she was holding her hair. A man then shot her in the back of the head. Then more text appeared saying, "Do you think that's all?" Then it showed more grotesque videos, so bad that my mind blocked out most of them, but I remember a handful. A man is hung and had his intestines removed. A woman in heels stepped on small animals, mainly small mammals, and killed them. A man gets his face torn off by a bear. A man jumps of a tall building to his death, and multiple people who are tied up get doused in gasoline and lit on fire. It ended with text saying, "Well, it looks like you made it, had fun." I went up to the TV to take the DVD out, and an image of a woman whose face had been completely removed who looked like she was screaming in agony popped up and a very loud noise could be heard. It was almost like multiple people screaming as loud as they can with their throats cut. I took out the DVD and snapped it in half. I then went to comfort my sister who heard the screaming from the jump scare. I heard a knock on the door, and it was a neighbor who told me to keep the movie down, only if he knew what I watched. This was years ago and I remember keeping the cover, but it is in storage 2,000 miles away. All I can say is that I never bought a used DVD again. Upcoming story is about encountering a skinwalker in the desert. Hello, to start this story I want to say I have not seen anything like this in my life. At the time I was 15 years old pet-sitting a friend of mine's dogs, while they were out of town and in Benson, Arizona is where this took place. This property had a lot of acres and it took about 15 minutes to get to their little house right in the middle of probably about 75 acres. At the time it was about I want to say 10 p.m. My friend had 8 dogs, and they usually stayed outside for the most part because they were big watchdogs who seemed to have been able to defend themselves in the past. Before everything happened, I was inside their tiny home making food, and when I heard her biggest dog start squealing kind of quietly, very scared and in pain but loud enough for me to hear, I knew the sounds were unusual this dog was making. I shot up and ran outside to see what was going on. I thought maybe the dog might have hurt himself or something similar, but this was not the case, and I ended up seeing a 5-6 foot tall, pale, very skinny creature hunched over this dog, sucking on his head. I was very stunned, almost too stunned to speak, but I managed to shake that feeling off. I start yelling at this thing because the dog started yelping loud, and I'm telling the creature to get out of here and trying to scare it, and I run over to her dog as fast as I could because I've heard of these things before, perhaps a chupacabra, and I know they would likely eat the dog if I didn't do something. But I stop about 10 feet in front of it to see this creature jump up and run as fast as it can away. I couldn't help but keep looking over my shoulder the rest of the time I was there. I also didn't let those dogs out at night, and I didn't care to go out there either. So when my friends came back, I told everyone what happened and what I saw. It felt like everyone was just as frightened as I was and made me even more unsettled. I ended up leaving that dessert and did not look back. Still don't know what to make about it to this day, except I know it was something demonic. As we bid farewell to the unknown, remember that the paranormal is not just a story, it's a glimpse into a world beyond our comprehension. Signing off.